You are not a great parent. Now, today I want to talk about disrespect from your coach. I'm going to call it me.
I'm Cass.
And I'm Kathryn.
I've got kind of a neat one for you guys. Needs and wit. And I want to extend the word wit to witness your unmet needs. OMG. Yesterday, you knew you fucked up. Today, you're hurting and you quit. Not that you don't care.
We're Morrow Marriage.
Let's flip divorce statistics with the new marriage.
Hey, welcome to the Morrow Marriage podcast, guys. And today I'm going to challenge you with the title today, You Are Not a Great Parent. Now, where this comes from is whenever I am on a call with a man who's interested in joining the program, one of the very first things I challenge him with is, you're not a great dad, okay? And the reason is simple. You know, we're going to go into a little bit more detail because I don't have that kind of time on calls. But for you guys, I want you to think about it simply. The example that I use is, what have you done, or how are you planning and how are you following through on where your children are going to live in the future? Now, why I think this is important is I think moms and dads out there think they're doing so many things right, okay? But if you already understand how difficult it is to obtain property now, okay, whether or not you have a house or not, you've seen this market change radically, okay? And it's only going up. Okay, so if you're not thinking about where your children are going to live, I mean, are you planning to let them live in your basement when they're married forever? You know, like there are kids, a lot of cases, depending on how old your kids are, they're not going to be able to buy a house. But we can go so much deeper on this, and I don't do that on calls. And I also don't talk about bad moms on the call, whose moms aren't thinking about this stuff either most of the time, right?
I think most people are so wrapped up in taking care of themselves that they don't think about what it's going to be like 20 years from now, 30 years from now.
Yeah.
Some people do, but it's not common.
It's not. And, you know, it's true. So there are some men who have thought about it, you know, they bought their land, you know. But here's the thing. This goes so much deeper. Like, what about the world our children are going to live in? Okay. So we start to think about the way that everybody is living their life, like Kathryn said, in the now. Okay. Even just looking at now, right now, you heard me, now, right now. If you think about how 20 to 30-year-olds, they make up their mind, they follow through, and they don't want to get married. You know?
That's something that is happening right now.
It's radically happening right now. And it's through the examples that we can talk about with you guys on this podcast all the time, right? Now, understanding that this goes much deeper. If you don't really realize that the world is going to shit, because everybody is taking care of themselves, right? We're not thinking about the future. How can you say you're a great parent? Great dad, great mom, if you're not actually thinking about the world you're leaving behind for your children. Hey, how about this? Have you thought about your grandchildren? I mean, most people want to have grandchildren when they have children.
Slow down. Slow down.
Don't trust me. I am in no rush for that. But here's the thing. Like, if you're not actually, you know, it's the old expression, leave it better than the way you found it.
Right.
Like, I learned that camping growing up, for example. We you know, somebody lends you a tool, you give it back cleaner than you got it. Like, it's
you fill up the vehicle with gas.
That's right. It's crazy how many people have lost the simple things. How many people let somebody cross in front of them, like, you know, walking across, and don't get the wave back. That's the world we're leaving, where manners don't even matter to people anymore. And I think that if you can't wrap your head around this, then you can't consider yourself a good parent, because it goes worse, right? When you start to think internally in your marriage, you know, how many of you have thought about leaving because it'd be better for the kids? I mean, society tells you that. No, what would be better for the kids is you to get your shit together and show them how to love. Like in the episode we did with She Saw Her Touch My Penis, right? You know, go back and listen to it. We don't even show our kids, unless you focus on this, all the good shit. We show them all the bad stuff, which leads them to not want to get married. Oh my gosh, we'll figure it out. You know, hey, I had to figure out how to buy a house. It's not even the world that we're creating. It's things that are out of our control because there's not enough of us working together, right? Now, what about from a woman's perspective? You know, when you're working with your women love, keeping families together is your thing. And Kathryn's books right here behind the white picket fence project, keeping families together. Like, would you go into depth with women on this stuff? Like how big they're thinking about?
I haven't. No, when I work with women, it's like one fire at a time. Let's make sure that we have a husband so that we need a house to live in. Right.
So now, what about evolution of your program? Or, I mean, I'm cool with men taking this on because I think men should lead. But when you have the support of a loving wife and you're both on or board with this thought process that I'm trying to deliver to you today, then you would use this and work together and you'd be on board. But it wouldn't be like I had a call with a guy today. He's joining the program and he's like, well, she's disrespectful to me and I'm disrespectful to her. And we both recognize it. So we're going to move forward and work this together. And I think it's the world that you're thinking about, this legacy, this greater example. You're teaching your kids that it's okay to be disrespectful. And we talk about stuff like this all the time, So if you're not teaching that with women, would you have like an evolution of your program? A next step when, say Jolene and Grant, they're doing really well. Their marriage is on fire. Great testimonial right now. Would you have an evolution for Jolene? Take this on?
I don't right now.
Okay, so
would I in the future? I'll be honest. I'm glad that you are doing it. This sounds like something you're passionate about, and I'm happy to follow you. But this is not. I think it's very important. So putting me a little bit on the spot because no, I have no evolution of this. Like the fires that I have to put out, it's much different working with a woman than it is with a man because the man comes into your program. Oftentimes they have more financial control. They are often a big piece of why the marriage is falling apart. When women come into my program, they often don't have financial control. They have more control over the children and less time to be doing other things. And they're desperate to keep their family together. They're not thinking, oh my goodness, how can I be a better mom 20 years from now? They're thinking, oh my goodness, how can I keep my family together in 20 minutes?
Okay, gotcha.
So I think that there could be an evolution, but it wouldn't be a natural evolution because the women, so sure, Jolene and Grant, that might be something that they would then take the next steps. But I think
she was using my momentum program, which we're refilming right now. And so there's an opportunity for women who want to get involved
I think women more so, they want to leave the world a better place. All the things that are happening have a voice in what's happening in the world. But I think it would be really difficult for me to have conversations with women about, okay, we're going to strategize how to make sure that your children have homes in 20 or 30 years.
Yeah, gotcha. That makes a lot of sense.
And I think it's not that no women are thinking about that, but there's just there's a big difference in the men that you work with and the women that I work with.
Yeah, that's true. And I would like to say this though, because this is often a man talks about legacy and he hasn't thought all of this through. And in fact, it's the most difficult part of the program is to actually join momentum, get your path to purpose, have something beyond your wife, your job, and your kids. But this is exactly what begins to start to change as a ripple effect the world. And we're seeing it with all the men that come through the program. We're seeing the value that man can bring. And this is the thing that I don't talk about in the program. It's really simple. That value is what you're leaving behind for your legacy. So don't call yourself a great dad. Maybe we should go with that then, if you're not actually taking this responsibility on. How's that sound?
Sounds reasonable.
All right. Yeah. Okay, guys. See you next time.
Bye.